In this video, we're going to go through the first stages of this seascape painting. It's going to be a time lapse, so anybody can watch it, and I'm just going through some of my basic thoughts. And the same video will be uploaded in real time for those of you on my membership channel. So if you guys want to join the YouTube membership for $6.99 a month, that would be great. You can watch the entire process, my entire thinking, everything. There's nothing held back. It's me authentically, me with my mistakes, with my thought processes, with my color mixing, all the things that I am thinking about. Maybe there's something there that you can use in your creative process. Through learning how to paint, we also learn how creativity works, how you can keep yourself open and unblocked so that your creative flow is always there and you are able to paint to your heart's desire. Thanks for joining me. My name is Vita Evenson and I paint Greece. So here I'm just sketching in a few Notan ideas, getting the very abstract dark and light of this potential painting. And I do about 3 or 4. Pretty quickly will understand what I'm going for and what works for me. This one I liked because it's a close-up of the wave. However, I need to have more water, and I wanted to get the reflections that are on the beach from the water for the Foundations of Painting course lesson that is coming up. So I'm going to go with this second one and get started with that. So toning the canvas, I'm using burnt sienna, which is what I normally use. Figuring out my focal area, where I want the wave to go, which will be in the thirds there, and also in that Fibonacci spot, in that golden ratio. And just kind of getting a sketch in of how things might work based on the Notan. And doing this with just burnt sienna and wiping out for the light areas. I have to be kind of careful not to create the same patterns, the same shapes. So those 2 front wavelet areas are kind of similar in size, and I think I do adjust it a little bit later on. Working on some of the points of interest. There's one right there which I want to develop, but again, you need to work on creating a strong focal point, which will be that capsizing wave. But somehow I need to connect it all. So after working with the Notan and creating it on the canvas, now I need to go back in. But before I do that, I am going to be changing the burnt sienna as a base and adding a glaze of the quinacridone rose, which you will see very shortly. But here I'm first establishing the movement of the painting, connecting the darks and seeing how the lights are going to go in, the light areas. And there I've got the quinacridone coming in because the sea is, in this reference photo, in fact, a greenish tone, and then we have the complementary color. So I wanted to turn it away from the orange of the burnt sienna and more towards a red. And again, redrawing in the basic design And here I am fixing the that long strip of the wavelets, making it smaller, so that the one in the foreground will be of a different size and a different shape as well. Getting the light splashes of water and against the various shadows that are happening, and working through just getting a design that will come together. Starting out with a greenish dark for that capsizing wave. Careful of my brush strokes to follow the form, and just get that color scheme better established. So the shadow parts of the water are a bluish green, very dark, but you can mix a great black using the quinacridone rose with a green, and it will create a beautiful dark. And putting in the base color of the water, which yes has blue tones to it, but also is moving in towards the greens. Really working hard to keep the focal point alive and working, and also putting in different shapes in those little wavelets, directional shapes, to keep the interest going. Here you can see the almost like a grayed down color for the tonal value of the water, and then when I go back in the second layer, we'll differentiate, putting in more of the shadow green into some areas of that water, and have established a horizon line working on the cloudy sky. So this is not a bright sunny day. Cloudy, stormy, maybe something is coming in, and just want to get that whole feel of something coming. And here on the sand, the water is on top of the sand, so there is a reflection happening, which I'm going to take care of in a minute, but also you need to get the feeling that there's sand under there. And the trick is to squint down and see the shape and see the value and the tone, and lay that down, and not think that you are now painting reflections on the water. That's not what you're painting. You're painting a shape, and you're laying it down. You're correcting the tone, you're getting the right hue, and working with that. And then once you get that down, you can go back in and make some alterations, like these reflections in the water. I'm going to blend them a little bit more so that they're not a bunch of lines, as they pretty much are in the reference photo. And there's little tips and tricks that artists use to help create a successful painting. This is a morning scene with, I imagine it to be a morning scene, but it could also be sunset. I guess I won't say anything for sure. As I'm working on it, I'll make my decision on what it is and adjust the colors accordingly. In sunset scenes, the colors are generally much warmer than what I'm putting together here. But there are some sunrises that I have seen here on the island which have been very warm and beautiful. Not necessarily orangey colors, but yellows and warm pinks coming through. Getting the reflection on the waves in the water and just getting some of the final things in for this first layer so that I can sit back and take a look at it for a couple of days and begin to visualize how I want it to turn out. It's a long, beautiful process. It's what I love about oil painting. Okay, so we got this far. I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's I always come back when I'm painting at night under the lamps and come back the next day and reassess. Are the colors okay? It's really only about the hue and the tones and if everything is working. And it's fine. It's workable. Everything is still in the same first stage lay-in. So I just wanted to get the basic shapes and values in and really establish the focal wave against all the other foam happening from the wavelets and other areas in the painting. So we have the focal area here, and I'm going to play up this triangular shape right here. So I will play up this area down here and using this third area as the balance point. And remember, you cannot create form with just two values. You cannot create a strong composition with two diverse focal areas or points of interest. Add the third one in, okay? Add the third one in and it will create the triangle, which is a balance, and it will create strength in your composition and make your paintings look a heck of a lot better. So we're going to go with that and let's see what happens. So again, if anybody is interested in learning how I go about painting, not copying me, but how I come to opening and developing the creative channel within, which helps get rid of creative blocks, which helps us understand how our painting and the way we go about our painting is directly related to us, to who we are in this point in our lives. So it's a matter of understanding the creative channel and opening up to it and begin this play between what you are actually creating on your canvas into how that can adjust and you can create your beautiful masterpiece, which is you. And to me, it has been a great, great process, and I just want to share that with you. And, you know, let's go. Too much.